It is the game that absolutely no one wants to play. You've just had your World Cup dreams shattered in the semifinals. Your squad is completely running on fumes, and yet you're forced to step onto the pitch one last time. Is the bronze medal match a prestigious soccer accolade, or is it a meaningless commercial cash grab? Grab a brew, settle in, because today, in episode 47, we are tearing apart the controversy of the third place final. Welcome back to yet another episode of Foot in Review. It is episode 47. We are getting very close to that episode 50, which is the final episode of our series. My name is John, and of course, I couldn't do this without my wonderful team. And today, joined again by my big friend, none other than James Toland. Welcome back, James.
Hello, thanks very much, John. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to our listeners. How are we?
We are very good. It is a Saturday when we record this, a couple of hours before the bronze final or little final or third place final, as we call it. And today we're going to have a couple of topics to see, is it worth it? Why is it there? Do we have a cat spectacle before? And what are we expecting from this match? But to be fair, James, are you World Cup tired now, or is it just about an only?
No, I was missing the group stages, to be perfectly honest, John. 3 games every day. I'm looking forward to the final, of course, but for tonight, it must be the weirdest game in football, isn't it, really? Third and fourth place with the bronze. But I must admit, I'm not over the football, but I'm over maybe the Americanisation of it. Now with the final, we've got rings. I don't know if you're aware of that, but we've got rings now to the final. It's 30 rings. And then they've got under 2,000 for the public. And it's just, and when I say this, John, it's only 150,000 for the public to get one ring, World Cup ring. So yeah, I'm over that. But the football, I can't wait for football. And hopefully tonight's game, I do say it's the weirdest game in football, but over 20 third and fourth place games, there's been 76 goals, I believe. So hopefully it's a goal fest.
Yeah, it could be. I'm looking at the history though, because the match, the bronze final, let's call it the bronze final, has been taking part since 1934. Every single World Cup, except the first one in 1930, has featured this match. But honestly, James, if you had your heart broken in the semi-final like France or England did this week, do the players actually care about a bronze medal, or they just want to pack their bags and catch the first flight home? What do you think?
Exactly, John. From a player's point of view, they just want to go. They don't want to play it. Also, as well, get back in the mind, you'd be thinking to yourself, what happens if I get an injury here? I'm out for the start of the season with my club football over a meaningless game. So, yeah, definitely. For the players, yeah, it's not really worth it. But for the federations, it might be. I believe it's an actual 2 million added onto the prize fund.
Yes.
So for the federation, it could be. But the players, nah, you're not interested.
Is this match fundamentally disrespectful to the player welfare? I mean, these guys have been trapped in like a high-pressure hotel bubble for 6 straight weeks now. They are completely running on fumes. And now they're being asked to risk any serious injury maybe in the third place game. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I would say so. Definitely, especially with the heat, all the weather conditions in America. Yeah, definitely. And also from Mainoo, expect, say for example, Kobbie Mainoo plays tonight, right? He'll have, I made an appearance at the World Cup, but it was a meaningless game. My team got to the semi-finals, but I didn't play any minutes until after the game that was meaningless. So yeah, definitely. Then what happens if he picks up an injury, like I touched on earlier? Could be out for 6 months. So yeah, player welfare. But listen, John, when do they ever really care about player welfare at this present moment in time with the federations and the corporations?
Hey mate, we got steady hydration break for the players.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that one.
Never forget. James, is this a glorified friendly, or is it a chance for the bench? Because the crushing pressure winning the actual golden trophy is completely gone. We often see managers treating this like an exhibition match, right? Do we expect Thomas Tuchel and the French camp to completely rotate their starting lineups? Could this finally be the night we see lesser used player like Mainoo, for example, get a full 90 minutes?
I would expect so, yeah. Definitely. I don't feel Mbappe is going to play for a start. But yeah, that's what I was going to touch on, really, John. Even though it is a meaningless and the weirdest game, and what everything that I've said, in terms, I suppose, that it still adds to your caps for your national country. It still adds for goals and assists for the tournament. So if Mbappe gets a hat trick, and then it still adds to the tournament, and also as well, if he gets 4 goals in that game, I believe he'll be tied with Justin Fontaine. I believe he's got 4 goals. He's the highest goal scorer in the 3rd and 4th place finish, I believe. So he'll be tied with a fellow Frenchman. But yeah, I suppose, actually thinking about it, has got his pros and cons, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, so just Fontaine, he scored 4 times, right? Yeah.
Yep, and he's only played 1 game, I'm sure. That one third and 4th place, I'm sure.
No, I think he had like 13 goals in total in the World Cup by then.
Yeah, sorry, in the World Cup, yeah, but he's only played 1 third and 4th place.
Yes. But I think because of the 3rd and 4th place that he got to play and score 4 goals, he scored 13 goals in 1 World Cup.
Aye.
And that's still a record that's never been beaten. So if you want to go for the Golden Boot match, maybe Mbappe or Kane should just start, no?
Yeah,
or do you
that's
think
true.
Nobody actually cares?
Well, with these things, you would think maybe some footballers would care, but I do feel what I've said, it's on the injuries. It's definitely on the back of their mind. It is a friendly, and because I feel it's a friendly, and I'm not going to bet in this game. I'm not going to touch it, John. I'm just going to watch it, hope for goals.
Yeah, it's a weird one because there has been historically matches for teams that mean a lot for. I think it was Yugoslavia, but I'll just quickly check.
Yeah, for smaller nations, definitely. There was one 2002. Was it Turkey and South Korea that was in the 3rd?
Yes, but also Croatia in '98, just after the get together again. They got a 3rd place in against Netherlands, by the way, against a reserve squad from the Netherlands as well. But they celebrated that big because it put their country back on the map, right? Mm-hmm. And then you think of Sweden in '94. After not qualifying for a while, winning 4 over Bulgaria, getting a 3rd place is a huge achievement, of course, as well. But we also had matches like 2014, Netherlands versus Brazil, ending up 3-0 for the Netherlands, 2 reserve squads playing against each other. Then the press conference started afterwards, and they asked Louis van Gaal, "Are you happy with this victory?" Yeah, he said, "I couldn't care less. This is a match that should never exist in football because there's a big team like Brazil now going home on 2 defeats in a row. And this is actually a good World Cup for them. This doesn't reflect their performances. We go home with a victory and we were going for the World Cup. So it doesn't reflect our performances either. So I guess it's nice for the KNVB in this circumstances for the extra prize money. For the rest, nobody cares." That was his actual statement after beating Brazil with 3-0. So it's... it's weird to look at it. Do you think France or England actually care tonight? Like,
it depends. I feel smaller sides it'll be good, but bigger sides, I feel it's in terms of mentality, John. If you're a real winner, an elite winner, and you've got that mentality to go to the top, then I don't think you should care about this game. If I'm being honest, So I would say that it just goes with mentality, really.
Fair enough. Do you know, historically, these bronze medal matches actually turn into absolutely goal fest because teams completely ditch their ultra-defensive tactics and they don't really care too much. We've seen France beat West Germany 6-3 in 58. Sweden smashed Bulgaria 4-0 in 94. Netherlands beat Brazil 3-0 in 2014. Are we in for a chaotic, entertaining basketball-style match in Miami Heat tonight?
Possibly. 76 goals in 20 games, I believe, John. So yeah, I think it could be. And I have to say, John, I'm sure you brought up 94 again, that was in America, but I'm sure that a certain man, Henrik Larsson, scored in that game against Bulgaria. I'm sure he did, so I definitely need to add that in.
Who did he play for by then?
94, he wasn't with us, so Feyenoord.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Just putting it out there. Do you want to know a little bit of crazy trivia for this final thing?
I love a start, mate. I love it.
In the inaugural 1930 World Cup in Uruguay, we didn't even have a 3rd place match, right? Mm-hmm. So the USA and Yugoslavia went home after the semis. It actually took FIFA until 1986, 56 years later, to retroactively dug through the paper archives and award the USA the bronze medal based on group stage metrics. Is this pure FIFA bureaucratics or what?
Well, our listeners and myself would say straight away, we're not surprised USA got a helping hand from them. Was it a phone call, or back then a fax or whatever? But I'll just say it's not surprising USA got a wee favour
there. It's an interesting stat, though. I didn't actually realize that. Other crazy stat: did you know the Euros drop the final, like the small final, the bronze final, since 1980s?
That's good. They've got a bit of common sense there.
They got a bit of common sense there. We're not going to make this political, James. Don't forget that, man. I think it's time to talk about the preview for tonight's match, though. Both of us have been incredibly vocal on the spot that this game shouldn't even exist on the calendar, right? But now that it's here, James, who actually has the mental strength to bounce back? Will England's chronic post-semifinal curse haunt them even in a bronze medal match? Or will France's superior squad depth simply outclass them in the grueling Miami humidity tonight?
I think France, for the record with Justin Fontaine, could be a motivation also as well, really. It could be a motivation for the reserve team to do something good for Didier Deschamps. That'll be his last ever game in charge of France. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe
thanks for not using this all tournament.
Aye, exactly. Well, of course, that as well. But I believe he's been 12 years been in charge. It has.
Yes.
So it could be a wee send-off for him, really. So I would say France. And also, I feel in the way that England get put out, I feel that was a lot of regret and sadness, even though if they won't admit it, I'm sure they will regret going so far deep.
Even Donald Trump commented on Tuchel's tactics, I heard yesterday.
Oh, yeah, he did. He came out and he standing next to the FIFA president, says he doesn't know about football, but why would you put Harry Kane on the defence?
But what do I know, he said.
Exactly. And he keeps bringing up the fact that he played golf with Harry.
Yes. And it was a surreal experience, Harry said. Oh, Harry, if you want a surreal experience, try playing golf with me. James, predictions. So you think it's going to be a high entertaining match? Could it be full out? First question, are you staying awake for tonight?
It's like end of the day, it's still a football game. Even though it's a friendly, I'll still watch it. It's 10 p.m. for us, UK time, so it'll be 11 p.m. for you, right, John?
Yes.
Yeah, so I will watch it. Definitely something to watch. I'm usually up at that time anyway.
Yeah, fair enough. You don't have kids. Well, I have kids, so I don't have kids. 6.
Right, okay.
So, but I will, because I have seen nearly every single match live, except the matches that were played at the same time, because I hate switching between matches. So therefore I chose. We have 104 matches in total.
I believe so.
Yes. So in theory, I have watched 96, 98 matches live so far, or will have done that in the end. I don't think I will skip the last ones. So I'll check it out live, but I have no idea what to expect. And it's so weird though. Like every single press conference, Dembele was on the last press conference, and he just, I don't want to play this match. And he knows he probably won't play this match, but he could make his tournament feel a lot better if he played this match. It is such a weird thing. I think we should just get rid of it, because it is prestigious. Yes, it's another 2 million for the associations, right? But it feels like if there's no pressure on a match, we might see more fun football to watch. But I think the pressure is also what. Like, would you care, James, if it was 4-0 France or 4-0 England? Is that something we're gonna do a show tomorrow? Is it something we'll wake up early to talk about it on the pod?
Would I feel it would be an interesting point?
Yeah.
Well, it's just an exhibition of friendly, whatever result it is. It's always fun to talk about the football, but it wouldn't be really bothering me who wins.
No, exactly. Me neither. So what is your prediction? What's going to be the scoreline? And is there anyone you want to highlight to watch out for tonight?
I'll probably go over 2.5 goals, 2-1 France. And to highlight anyone, if he's going to play instead of Mbappe, it would be I cannot pronounce the guy's name for the life of me, John, so you need to help me. The Crystal Palace striker.
Try it.
You don't want that, trust me. No, it's not it's Mateta.
We're just going to keep it Mateta.
Sorry, audience, you can laugh at me. I don't mind. So it could be because he's a big bruiser of a man, so it would be probably a header on target from that man I would look out for. And in England, Kobbie Mainoo, he could be a good shout to play. Rashford might play. Ollie Watkins might play. So, and also it'd be like Premier League heavy, really, and all the players, if reserve players comes on, because, you know, it's quite a lot of Premier League in the French League One, and the French squad, it's obviously England, and then it'll be contrasting for the final. It's basically for the final. I know we're not talking about the final, but it's going to be La Liga, Atletico Madrid. I think there's like 9 players for Atletico Madrid. So to answer your question, the Crystal Palace forward and Kobbie Mainoo to look out for.
Yeah, I think if Mainoo doesn't start tonight, I think he might just as well retire from international football. What a talent. How little chance did he get so far? I think Rashford might be starting, and I think he could show that he still isn't done with that. And I think Madueke is definitely one to aim for. Do you think Tony will start?
I think Watkins will start ahead of him.
Yeah.
And also, with your Kobbie Mainoo, I forgot to mention, he was actually a starter in every game for England's last Euros campaign.
Yeah.
So to go from a starter to not even playing, it's unbelievable.
Well, different coach, I suppose, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the difference. Substitution goalkeeper, you guess? Reserve goalie in?
I think so, aye. I think, what have they got, Henderson or Trafford? Probably Trafford starts for me.
Trafford, yeah. Well, going to be Mitchell. Deschamps says he's not going to hold back for this match. He says that we're going to get the third match in. It is very important to get it for us. I don't know if it's just words, but we'll see. Yeah, I think it's going to be a high-scoring match. I think we might actually... I'm going to predict 4-1 to France, honestly.
Fair enough.
Because I think France will have to show the world that they did have an off day against Spain. And I do think there's so much talent in that team. If you look at the forwards, right? Like Mateta, probably wasn't thinking of. Cherki would love to show him that he's supposed to be there. Plus, he's been complaining about the fact he didn't get much time in, right? Mm-hmm. Same with Zaire Emery. And they should make up for factoring. I do hope Kante plays. I don't know if he's fit, but it would be lovely to see Kante one more and probably one last time on the pitch.
Yeah, definitely.
So, looking forward to that. I just hope they don't keep all their stars back, you know. I want to see Dembele. I would love to see, like, even if it's just 45 minutes of Dembele, Mbappe, Olise, and Barcola / Doué. Just 45 minutes of them would already be very nice. Just to end the tournament on a big difference. Or just on high or so.
Well, based on Didier Deschamps' comments, then possibly I might be wrong. Mbappe might start.
Would be nice. I doubt it. I think many will see this as attitude. Some interesting fact I saw on the advertisements at the semifinals that there were still tickets available for the World Cup final.
Oh, really?
Yes, they are. So I think I took a quick dive and then that would be nice if there's some spots still available. Unfortunately, the cheapest I could find was 2,800 euros. So I don't think I'm actually coming. But
is that all, John?
Yeah, no. If it was 26, I would probably do it, you know. But I was like, yeah.
Crazy prices.
Yeah, it's crazy prices, but it definitely is going to be a spectacle. We'll talk about that tomorrow, though. So on tomorrow's show, we'll be looking back at the bronze final. Let's see if it actually becomes like a high-scoring spectacle. I do hope so, James. We're going to preview La Roja versus Argentina. And I also want a prediction on tomorrow's show how long you think the halftime show will actually last. Put more on that tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening and watching us. Keep dropping those 5-star reviews. Thank you for all the coffee you bought. It keeps us going. One more coffee and I can last tonight as well. But we'll be back tomorrow. See ya. Bye-bye.